everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, hi. If you're new here, hello, welcome. So happy September, everyone. I can't believe we are in September already. But so this is usually the month of transition. So some of you may actually be starting or about to start the social work course. Some of you may be going into your next year, whatever it may be. Happy September. So yeah, I'm pretty much going to get straight into this video today. So as the title says, I'm leaving fostering. Yes, I'm leaving. So it's actually been quite an easy decision for me to make, because I feel that, you know, I've been working in fostering for 2 years now as a supervising social worker. I feel that I've gained enough skills and knowledge about fostering at this point. And I am at the point now that I'm ready to move on for various reasons that I will get into in this video. So the first reason as to why I'm leaving fostering is because I had to sit down and, you know, really think about what I wanted to do, why I became a social worker. And ultimately, I didn't become a social worker to supervise foster carers. I mean, when I started my journey into fostering, it was for the purpose of completing my ASYE. However, I just felt that I should give myself a bit more time. I was comfortable and I wasn't really in the position at that point to really think about my next steps for various reasons. However, over time, I've just realized that, you know, I wanted to become a social worker because I wanted to do direct work with children and families. However, I feel that when you work as a supervising social worker, some of that is undershadowed and a little bit undermined because you're not directly the child social worker. So as much as I have a good rapport with the children I work with, good relationships with them, it only can go so far. For example, if I was to attend a CLA review and an IRO would be asking questions about how that child is doing, they would only probably get 2% out of me during that meeting. They tend to mainly ask me, how is the placement going overall? How is the foster carer doing? How is the child settling? As opposed to what direct work has been done. And I think over time, it's kind of just put me in a space where it's kind of like, okay, this is not what, you know, I want to do anymore. I want to take a break from it. I mean, fostering is something I think I would return to in the future. However, I want to go into a bit more of my passions and things that I wanted to do and had written down before I started my journey. The next reason why I don't want to work in fostering anymore, why I'm leaving fostering, is because I personally feel that you can easily become very skilled in this role. I mean, when you speak to local authority social workers and managers, they will always refer to fostering or the foster carer social worker as a babysitter, because it does sometimes, and it has sometimes felt like that. You know, foster carers are professionals. They're trained. They have annual reviews each year. They have to go to panel. You know, they are professionals. They're not always seen as professionals, unfortunately, but they are. It's a professional role that they're in, and I do think that sometimes along the journey it's felt that I'm doing a bit more than I should. So for example, I shouldn't have to be chasing, you know, foster carers to do simple things like signing documents or completing their weekly recordings, and it's just become a bit tiresome, to be truthful. So the next reason I've decided to leave fostering as well is I do kind of miss the fast-paced side of social work. Like compared to local authority, I do miss some of that. I know, like going into like a child protection role or safeguarding or child in need, working with looked after children is a bit more intense. However, I do miss it. I do feel that local authorities are more stern when it comes to policies, procedures. I just miss being on my placement and be hearing conversations around, you know, changes in Department of Education and those kind of things that I do think doesn't mirror quite accurately in fostering. I mean, as much as, you know, we follow the national minimum standards, our procedures don't compare to local authority, and I think that's sometimes why people get comfortable in fostering, and it's easily a role that you can kind of sit back in. I know I've met a number of social workers and managers in fostering that I just never left because of that reason. And I personally don't feel that the local authority is something to be scared of. I do think that's where you truly build your skills, that's where you build your knowledge, that's where you become more sharper in, you know, writing assessments, what is a good assessment, you know. And it's just a side of social work that I miss. So I think I've just had to reflect and really think about what it is that I want to do. And then that goes on to my next reason. So what I'm going to do next. So at the moment, I'm considering going into an assessment, maybe an intervention and planning or assessment team or leaving care team. When I was on my 100-day placement and I was working with looked after children, I worked closely with the leaving care teams, and it's always something kind of I want to do. It's my passion. Like, I've got a passion for young people, specifically teenagers. That's always been a passion of mine. And I'm just thinking to, you know, go out. I've been in fostering for 2 years. I've got, you know, enough experience. Go out and try something new. At a later stage, I will be going back into doing some community development work. So I have shared before on my channel that I worked and lived in, or volunteered, should I say, in South Africa for 3 months in 2017, I believe. So yeah, that's something I want to go back to. It's where my heart is, where my passion is. So me and my friends, I've got a few projects that we're working on at the moment, so I will be sharing some more about that at a later stage. But yeah, ultimately I've just had enough, and I do think that whenever you're in a role and you're too comfortable and you don't feel that, I just haven't been feeling like I've been stretched enough, to be honest. You know, I haven't felt like I've been stretched. I haven't really seen how I can progress in this role. I mean, others can argue and say you can progress, you can become a senior practitioner, you become a manager, yeah, but I don't think it's something that I desire to be. I do desire to be that at some point, but just not in fostering. So yeah, that's currently my update. So I'll be leaving in a few weeks, and then I'll be back sharing with you guys what role I'm in next and what I'm doing. Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention is I'm not going to be a permanent social worker anymore. I think I've been kind of on the fence with it for a little while now as to whether I should go locum, agency, or whether I should stay permanent. And to be honest, I don't want to, you know, live the rest of my life fighting for 28 days annual leave. I've had enough. I've actually had enough of it. Different reasons as well. I just want to know that I have that freedom, that if I wanted to try something new, I don't have to jump over hoops to like leave a job, you know. Yeah, I've just kind of had enough. And I do feel that a lot of permanent roles are underpaid as well. Let's be honest, a lot of them are. And I just want more for myself. I want a new challenge. Going into September's always been a transition month for me. So as I transition into my next chapter, to my next role, yeah, I want to know that I'm somewhere where I can really be stretched, challenged, equipped, gain more skills, just be in a different environment, having different conversations. But yeah, so that's currently where I'm at now, and that's just a little update for you guys. So when you see me next, I'll be updating you about my new role. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media pages, interact with me, ask me questions. Let me know going into this new month if there's any topics you want me to discuss or share on my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.